And good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Lots to do this morning. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, John Shelton from Zehnder will join us to update us on what's going to be happening at Snowfest this week. At 11 o'clock, we're going to find out about Treasures at the Temple, the Addy Awards. And we're going to do that by talking to Matt DeVries. That will be coming up. We will have some open phone opportunities. I have a lot of thank yous to have to go through this morning, which we will. But we're going to start this hour by talking to one of our state representatives. And we say good morning to Representative Matthew Bierlein. Representative Bierlein, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're doing well, thanks. Thanks for joining us. Let's start with redistricting. What did it do to your district?
So I have a very interesting district. Redistricting really chopped things up. Bay, Tri-Cities, whatever you want to call it, area, and in the thumb where I'm from in Tuscola County. So I lived in a district. It was the 84th with Rep. Phil Green that had all of Tuscola and all of Huron County. And then what redistricting did to that was it cut the county in half. And so I have the western half of Tuscola County, and then I have kind of the eastern portions of Saginaw County wraps around the north of the city of Saginaw. So I go up like Zilwaukee, Kochville Township, Tittabawassee Township. Goes up again. I have Williams Township and Bay in the city. So I have two halves of townships in Genesee County, Vienna and Montrose. So overall, it's very different than what it used to be.
I would have to think too, and knowing some of the politics of the area, it's a pretty divided district.
Actually, it's a very agricultural based district.
Yes.
I took all the rural areas around the city. Tittabawassee Township is by far the largest municipality in the district, and then Frankenmuth is the biggest city with 5,000 people. And so it's a pretty red district, and it's very agricultural based and a lot of shared values between the two counties. But then there are just there are still some differences, but it was a good place for me.
So let's talk about the obvious, and that is that you now find yourself in the minority in Lansing. How is that going to impact the future of the state? Are the Republicans going to be able to get anything done, or is it just you sit back and watch it go by?
Maybe opportunities to get things done. Being in the minority, it's a new thing for us. It's been 12 years in the House and 38 years in the Senate since Republicans were in the minority, and that creates some challenges, not just for us in how we try to govern and what things we try to get accomplished, but it's created challenges for the Democratic caucus as well. I mean, they're in a position where they don't have enough staff because they haven't had these many open positions before, and so they haven't been in a position to lead, and so they're working on. So there are some learning curves to get out of the way and some growing pains with all of us. I mean, there are 56 new members in the House altogether, which makes some things difficult as well. But I think we'll still be able to get some things done. The citizens want tax reform. They want to see things, whether it be, a tax break for seniors, whether it's an earned income tax credit or a tax rollback. These are all things that people want, and if they want it bad enough, they're going to tell both sides of the aisle, and we're going to have to find a way to work together to get that.
I was going to say, because it would seem to me that some of those issues, particularly tax cuts, may fall on some deaf ears on the left.
Well, that's been our experience. I think Republicans have been the champions for tax reform. We want fair taxes that are going to benefit all of Michigan families. We don't want to pick winners and losers in that aspect. And we think that we've introduced some legislation already this term that does exactly that. That's similar to what Democrats are attempting to do with pension tax things, or a pension tax credit and an earned income tax credit. But we think our plan is better, that it provides more relief to seniors across the state, as well as relief right away for those folks who are working but would qualify for an earned income tax credit.
Do you think that Democrats will want to sit down and compromise on anything?
The majority in the House is pretty slim. When we're talking 56 to 54, it only takes one of in a 50-50 swing seat to disagree for the legislation to get stopped. And so I think there's going to be things that they're going to have to come to us and say, our margins are really slim and we'd like to get this accomplished. Where can we meet in the middle that would offer some support?
Yep.
For us, just the senior tax, or the tax credit for seniors, the proposal that we're offering does more than just provides tax relief for people with a public pension. It's any retirement income, and it's even for those out there who are still working. And we're looking to provide relief for those folks as well, through just a tax credit based on age versus based on where that revenue is coming from.
That works for me.
Yeah. And so we think that's a better plan that'll have broad support amongst the public. And we hope that, the Democrats can recognize that and we can work together on it.
A couple of other issues, and I know you're very much pro Second Amendment. Do you think that this legislature and administration are going to push forward with more gun control?
I think they will push forward with it. I don't know. We don't know exactly what that's going to look like, whether they try to propose some red flag laws, or we saw some things at the end of last term that were an attempted assault weapons ban. Those things are they're losers in my opinion. I don't think they're going to go anywhere, but I think they create a lot of good press for their side of the aisle, and the governor can say that it's trying to accomplish whether they do or not.
Yeah. Is there any gun control at all that you would support? For example, do red flag laws make sense?
I think personally it's a fundamental difference in how this country is supposed to operate in our legal system. It's too often things are determined by public opinion, or the court of public opinion versus the actual court of evidence, and you're supposed to be innocent until you are proven guilty. I just feel like red flag laws have the opportunity to go down a slippery slope very quickly, where people use them to be vindictive and punish people who haven't actually committed a crime because they can.
Yeah.
It just takes a phone call to say so-and-so said they were going to hurt me or hurt themselves, whether that ever happened or not. And by most of the, they would be able to go in and confiscate their firearms.
Yeah.
And that's not how things are supposed to work here.
Representative, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back, do another segment. Representative Matthew Bierlein is our guest here on the Art Lewis Show.
Save big money on your next project at Menards. American Standard offers high-quality plumbing fixtures that you can count on. From faucets and shower heads to toilets and more, American Standard has it all. Relax and unwind with a new Whirlpool from Elger. The 10-jack corner massage bathtub offers a spa-like feel. Plus, get a free inline heater with the Pool after rebate. Good through February 5th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards. My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early.
Tuesday and Wednesday. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
Democrats predicted an end to high inflation, but nothing has changed. In fact, food and housing prices are still going higher. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings from inflation by diversifying into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, simply text the word SHELTER to 989898, and you'll get a free info kit on gold IRAs that will explain everything. Again, that's SHELTER to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Do you know what people see? Right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Listeners, I'm Mitch with Paintball Express on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're a minor collision body shop that also specializes in rust proofing, full service detailing, ceramic coating, and we're also a retailer of Jax Wax and Rupes detail products. We want to offer you the chance to have Paintball bring your vehicle back to new. So we're giving away a complete inside and outside detail package to one lucky WSGW listener. This will include a full-service interior detail, steam clean, shampoo, exterior wash, synthetic wax, engine bay, wheel wells, wheels, and tires all cleaned and dressed, and so much more. For your chance to win, enter online at WSGW.com. Scroll down to the Paint Bowl box where you can enter once a day, as well as look over all the rules and details. Entry deadline is Thursday, January 26th at midnight. A random drawing will determine the winner. Again, I'm Mitch on Bay Road, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enter the contest online at WSGW.com. Thank you.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
Joe Biden wants psychologists, not cops, to handle wife beaters now.
Dr. Phil better get armed fast.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we are back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and we are talking to State Representative Matthew Bierlein. So, Matthew, as you look at the session ahead, what do you see as the leading issues? What's going to come up first?
Well, I think, we've seen the first bills that have been introduced by both the Republican and Democratic caucus. And so I do think we are going to see some tax reform that's going to be geared around seniors and that lower income working class, the people who are truly out there trying to better their lives, but the wages just don't quite meet the needs. I think we're going to see movement there, and we're just hoping that that movement is in the direction that we'd like to see it, where it benefits the most people. Just take the earned income tax credit. We passed this last year in lame duck, and it would have provided tax relief for the 2022 tax cycle. People would have been seeing that on their taxes when they file them this spring, and that was vetoed by the government. The same legislation's been reintroduced by the Democrats, but it won't take effect until the 2024 tax year. We've introduced that same legislation again, but we put in a retroactive clause that these people would still be able to go back and file an amendment for their 2022 taxes, so they still see that tax relief that should have been passed last year. So we're hoping we can get little wins like that to where the most people get benefited. But I think we will see that kind of relief. It's just, we're hopeful that it meets with the most people that can be helped instead of not for a couple of years.
One of the contentious issues, of course, was the taxation on pensions. Where do you see that going in reality?
Again, that's one of the first bills that was filed. I think it's 4001 was the Democratic bill, and 4008 was the Republican bill. We think our bill is better. We provide relief to more people that truly do need it. I think we're going to see movement there. The bill proposed by Republicans doubles what the exemptions currently are for people who are 67 and over. And then it adds another step of exemptions for people 62 to 66 that would allow tax deductions of that, $20,000 for a single and $40,000 for joint filers that don't exist now. And they wouldn't exist under the people who are still working in their senior years don't get anything under the Democratic plan. They don't get any kind of deduction because it only targets pensions. And in the reality that we're living in, most people don't have a pension anymore. So we need to look at those other forms of income if we're going to truly provide that tax relief.
How about the Great Lakes? Anything going on there?
That's a good question. There hasn't been anything that I have seen yet. We did just get our committee assignments last week, so we know where we're going to be serving. I'm going to be on agriculture and regulatory reform, and then I'll be the Republican vice chair of JCAR, the Joint Committee on Administrative Rules. That looking at like the agriculture committee, that if Republicans were in power, these are things we would run through agriculture that now might be going through environment. And so we're trying to look at all of those different areas, but I haven't seen any legislation that's come out yet, or proposed legislation that's going to be targeting the Great Lakes. But definitely, being so close to the bay and the amount of coastline we have, it's such an issue, whether it be for agriculture, whether it's for tourism, and the environment as well. I mean, it is a resource that we need to protect and take care of. But I haven't seen anything yet, but I'll definitely be paying attention to it.
One of the things, of course, well known that the governor ran on was fix the roads. She had another phrase for it. But that didn't do much for local governments and local streets. What do you see in that arena?
Yeah, that's something that comes up all the time. And we hear it when we were out during the campaign, and we hear it now, that we need to find new ways to fix the roads. As we push towards more electric vehicles, we're going to be paying less in gas tax. And all of that funding, whether it be for the county, the locals, or the state, it all comes from the gas tax through PA 51. And we need to find ways to replace that lost revenue, whether it be surcharges on those electric vehicles or a fee on the charging of them. But, locals need to be, we need to make sure that we're protecting our local governments and that those folks are given the opportunity. They're responsible for those roads. Their citizens expect them to fix them, and we all feel like we're paying more than enough at the pump to be able to take care of those roads. And so we'd like to see that money spent, especially in our rural areas. We'd like to see that money spent up here instead of Southeast Michigan all the time.
Yeah, and the rural areas, the other issue, there's another issue in rural areas, broadband access, which I think the pandemic pointed the weaknesses in access to broadband for a lot of people. You see movement in that area?
I certainly hope so. I can tell you that was one that affected me greatly during COVID. I have 3 little kids, and we live in an area where my only access to internet provider, we would do the kids' homework at home, and then we would have to drive into town and use our phones to email it to the teachers, because we couldn't email, a video of the kids reading through our home internet. There's been a lot of grants from the federal government, from the state government. We're looking at a lot of different ways to try and fix this, but rural broadband has to catch up, and I hope to continue towards that.
I knew there was federal money. Is there some controversy surrounding that it hasn't been done?
Not that I'm aware of. I think it's just a slow process, and I know that there's always, the broadband providers are trying to meet where the most need is first, and so if they go down a more main rural road where there's people living, we see growth there, and I think we're seeing a lot of movement there right now. I know just in my area where I live in Vassar Township, there is a lot of movement in expanding the broadband, but then there are still large swaths that are just completely left out. And I happen to live in one of those, so I'm not trying to be too loud about it because I don't want it to be self-serving, but I think my neighbors would like to be able to access the internet as well.
Yeah. Well, Representative Bierlein, I want to thank you for taking some time to chat with us. We'll do it from time to time and keep up with you.
Absolutely. Anytime, just give us a call. I'm happy to participate. And thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye now. Representative Matthew Bierlein, we thank him for joining us here on the Art Lewis Show. We're going to take some time out, and then we will have open phones for the remainder of this hour. And I have a whole bunch of thank yous I've got to take care of, which I will do right off the top after these notes this morning.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
The Michigan Sugar Company is proud to once again be part of Zehnder's Snowfest, January 25th through the 29th in Frankenmuth, helping to celebrate 32 years of winter fun for the whole family. Zehnder Snowfest has been host to one of the top snow sculpting events in North America for the past 31 years. Visitors have enjoyed larger-than-life snow sculptures and beautifully detailed ice carvings each year. In addition, Zehnder Snowfest will have entertainment for the entire family in the warming tent, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Join us in the warming tent on Wednesday the 25th for all things chocolate, as we have chefs from all over the state prepare their best chocolate recipes for judges to judge and you, the audience, to taste. Plan now to attend Zehnder Snowfest 2023, and we'll see you Wednesday the 25th at 10 a.m. for all things chocolate. Brought to you by Michigan Sugar and WSGW.
Steve, what is that?
My new car.
It looks expensive.
Honey, that's why I'm taking it to Paintbull for rust proofing, graphene coating, maybe even some paint film.
Paintbull? You'll find any reason to go to Paintbull.
Well, I want this car to last and to look good, so I look good driving it.
You mean so I look good driving it?
What?
Gotta go.
Keep your vehicle looking great at Paintbull on A Road in Saginaw. We're more than a body shop. Visit paintbullrepair.com.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Tickets start at $40 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com. Bring in the party. Get down on Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Party hard, throw down harder. More at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The WSW online poll, right to work in Michigan. Michigan's new Democratic leaders have included repealing the right to work laws in the first bills that have been filed in both the House and the Senate. Michigan's right to work laws let workers join a union if they want, but it can't be a condition of employment. You could be covered under a union contract while not being a member or even paying dues to the union. Michigan, along with, I think about half, or is it more than half of states in the country?
Wasn't it 23?
That currently have right to work laws. Any repeal, by the way, would only affect workers in the private sector. Governor is one who signed Michigan's right to work laws back in 2012.
And that very controversial lame duck.
Yeah. Our poll question is simple. Should Michigan's right to work laws be repealed? Yes or no, or I'm not sure. I want you to head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box, and make your votes that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, for this Monday morning. It is the 23rd of January, and this Wednesday we will be at Snowfest. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we'll talk to John Shelton from Zehnder to find out what's happening at Snowfest. I need to take a few minutes before I get to the calls, so hang on if you're calling in, to give a whole bunch of thank yous. This, as you can imagine, has been a very difficult week for me. For those who are not aware, my loving wife of 56 years passed away on Sunday morning. And if it were not for being surrounded by wonderful friends and my tremendous children, my two sons and their wives, it would have been even more difficult than it is. It's always difficult. It's never easy. And this was particularly hard. The only silver lining in all of this is that she did not suffer. It was fast. But the lingering memories I will carry with me forever. We had a wonderful, wonderful life together of 56 years, two wonderful children, and those are the memories that will live on. But in the process, I found out just how loving and caring people can be, and that includes businesses. I must tell you, the airlines, for example, get a terrible rap. It's always negative. Well, I had a positive experience, and I am grateful to Delta Airlines and a young lady by the name of Jasmine, who I dealt with. My wife and I had plans to go to Florida in mid-February, and obviously with her loss, had to revise that reservation. I still plan to go because my friends down there insisted, and I will do it. But in doing so, Delta, she was just phenomenal to deal with. My hat's off to Delta Airlines and the service they provided me. Same thing true with Verizon. I had to deal with Verizon on a phone matter, and just compassionate and wonderful to deal with. And you know, we don't often acknowledge these things. It's much easier to gripe when you have a problem. But every now and then you have to say thank you. I went down to the Thomas Township Public Service Building to say thank you to the Thomas Township Police Department, the Thomas Township Fire Department, and MMR, who worked tirelessly to try and save my wife. These people, these first responders, deserve our gratitude for all they do. Again, easy to gripe. We hear all the negatives in the news. But when push comes to shove and the time comes when you need their service, you should be grateful they're there to serve without question. So to all the hundreds and hundreds of people that responded on Facebook, the many hundred or more that responded that had my text number, that have responded in email, that have sent cards, I am truly appreciative. My family and I truly are humbled by the response. And it does ease the pain, I will tell you that. So thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart, and my sons, Scott and Blair, their wives, Renee and Kim, and even Harley, Phoenix, and Lucy, the dogs. We have grand dogs. We appreciate you all, and we send you our love. All right, let's talk to Errol on the phone. Errol, good morning to you.
Good morning. All I will say is I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it alone.
I appreciate it.
That's no problem. When you had the senator on, I was just curious. I'm surprised he did not break The governor wanted to change all the expressways in the state to toll roads. And I'm wondering what your thought on that is.
Personally, that's an interesting question, and I don't think she'll ever get all of them changed. I think the one that probably is the most likely is I-94. And I say that because it's a free runaround off the Indiana and other pikes. So if there was going to be a toll road in Michigan, and if I had to support a toll road in Michigan, that would be the one. Now, I said that as someone who's used to toll roads. My wife's family is from Reading, Pennsylvania. We made that trip many, many times. I have an easy pass, and I'm used to toll roads. I grew up in New York. I was used to toll roads. So I think, to be honest with you, I think in reality, Errol, whether I like it or not, I think it's inevitable.
Well, the only reason I raised the question is I've been around long enough with a lot of air between my ears, but I seem to remember when they put I-75 through that someone asked that question, is it ever going to be a toll road? And the answer came out, never going to be a toll road because it runs across the country. But I'm just
yeah, well, it may not be.
Thinking about
it may never be. It may never be. That's why I said I-94, because I-94 to me is the most likely.
I mean,
you there? You disappeared, Errol. All right. Anyway, thanks for calling, Errol, and thanks for your sympathy too. We're going to take a break. Come back with more here on WSGW. I have someone else to talk about. You've probably heard the spots when I was out this past week, but I now get to represent a family and an auto dealership who I've known for decades, going back to the patriarch of the family, Tom McDonald Sr. We have obtained our cars from McDonald Ford in Freeland for quite some time. And they are just absolutely wonderful people. And the list of Toms continues because Tom McDonald Jr. and Tom McDonald III own the dealership now and run the dealership. And I have to tell you, it's more than just a Ford dealership. And by that, I mean, for example, right now, they have me in a Chevy Silverado Z71 Trail Boss pickup. It's a 2019, because it is one of the many cars they have in their pre-owned inventory. You can find cars from General Motors, from Ford and Lincoln. They even have a Mercedes-Benz on the lot. It's more than just a Ford dealer. And the other thing about it is they have an outstanding service department that takes care of you. If you buy one of their pre-owned vehicles and you discover something that's not quite to your satisfaction, they'll work to fix it. McDonald Ford, they are located on M47 in Freeland. And I would suggest to you it's worth your time and effort to stop in and visit these fine folks. They also have a great body shop in their Drive Collision Center. McDonald Ford.
Democrats predicted an end to high inflation, but nothing has changed. In fact, food and housing prices are still going higher. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings from inflation by diversifying into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, simply text the word safeguard to 989898, and you'll get a free info kit on gold IRAs that will explain everything. Again, that's safeguard to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required.
This is the Michigan Corn Connection with board member Randy Paul of the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan.
Some of the great accomplishments program has had is ethanol. A third of our crop goes to ethanol. Our exports have just continued to grow. That has been a great thing, not just for the grain side of it, but also for the meat We export a lot of meat overseas, and for every dollar that we invest, we get about $24 back. So that's a great investment. We advocate for the farmers in the international trade. Some of the educational things for the farmers, just hopefully learn more with research. We work with MSU and other industry leaders and working on tar spot and other current issues. We can stretch our dollars with a strong checkoff program. We can go forward and continue to grow the corn market. And I don't know where you can get a better value for only check bushel to help sustain your own business.
The Corn Marketing Program of Michigan is in its 30th year. Find out more at micorn.org.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Hi, WSGW listeners. I'm Mitch with Paintball Express on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're a minor collision body shop that also specializes in rust proofing, full-service detailing, ceramic coating, and we're also a retailer of Jax Wax and Rupes detail products. We want to offer you the chance to have Paintball bring your vehicle back to new. So we're giving away a complete inside and outside detail package to one lucky WSGW listener. This will include a full-service interior detail, steam clean, shampoo, exterior wash, synthetic wax, engine bay, wheel wells, wheels, and tires all cleaned and dressed, and so much more. For your chance to win, enter online at WSGW.com. Scroll down to the paintball box where you can enter once a day, as well as look over all the rules and details. Entry deadline is Thursday, January 26th at midnight. A random drawing will determine the winner. Again, I'm Mitch with Paintball. Come see us on Bay Road Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enter the contest online at WSGW.com. Thank you.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show for this Monday. Got to get back in the swing of things, you know. Wednesday, as I mentioned, we will be at the Snowfest. And after the 10 o'clock news this morning, we'll talk to John Shelton from Zehnder's to find out what's happening at Snowfest. By the way, I hate to bring this up, ladies and gentlemen, but tax time has arrived. And the tax season has officially begun because today, effective today, the Internal Revenue Service will accept and process tax returns. If you're one of those that's really fast, today is the day that the IRS will be able to review your return. 168 million individual tax returns are expected to be filed this year. And by the way, the tax deadline for 2023 is April 18th. The 15th falls on a Saturday, and Monday apparently is a holiday observed in Washington, D.C. called Emancipation Day. So the 18th, Tuesday, April 18th is the day. So you gain 3 days to file your taxes. You will, if you work, your employer must send you your W-2 by January 31st. And there are some other, dates to remember, quarterly tax dates: April 18th, June 15th, September 15th, January 16th. But today is the day, folks. Welcome to tax season. I know you're all thrilled. I can hear it. I can hear it. Something else going on that may help Michigan. And this is really different. The Republican governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, has rejected a deal with Ford to build a battery plant. And the reason, and I have no idea where this came from, but the reason is the governor suggested Ford Motor Company and a partner company are conduits for communism and the Chinese government. So I assume there must be some partnership between Ford and a Chinese battery company or something along those lines. But because he has rejected the deal, and this is a $3.5 billion battery plant with the possibility of 2,500 jobs, it may portend well for Michigan. We could pick it up. I'll talk more about it next hour, but right now I got to take a break or time will catch me.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you always.
One of my contacted me after 5 p.m. one day. She was working with a member in a rush to meet with a seller of a vehicle she wanted to purchase. I double-checked her loan application right then. I emailed it out to her while she was on her way to the branch so that she could sign electronically. We had her check ready for her when she arrived by 6 p.m. Teamwork makes the dream work. For our member, the dream was finding a car, applying for a loan, and buying it in one day. And the Wildfire team made it work.
Saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. Find out for yourself. Call, click, or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form just the same, but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, /radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
I never write reviews, but Navage is so amazing, I had to leave one. Nothing's ever cleared out my sinuses as well. I'm blown away by how Navage works. That's a review from Carrie, and it's one of over 100,000 online testimonials praising Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I've talked about flushing out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, how Navage's powered suction can help you breathe better, and how your nose is the body's air filter, and Navage will clean it out. But don't take my word for it. What do people like Chad has helped clear out my nasal passages every single night? My wife says my snoring has gone way down. Snorefest be gone, unquote. Navage is the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million customers to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
We'll talk to you right after the news coming up next on WSGW, Saginaw Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. People who live in Monterey Park, California are stunned over a shooting massacre at a local ballroom dance club.
Shocked and scared.
Some people in police are searching for answers after 10 people were shot and killed while they celebrated the Lunar New Year. LA County Sheriff Robert Luna.
We still are not clear on the motive. The investigation continues, and that is something we are all extremely, we want to know.
Police say the suspect shot and killed himself in his van as officers closed in. Regulators are COVID shots. CBS's Alex Tin.
The FDA is planning to ask its vaccine advisors to weigh in on a plan to update the COVID vaccines at least once a year in June and then roll out the new recipes in September, similar to the way that flu vaccines are updated. That's according to materials released this morning ahead of a meeting this Thursday. The advisors will also vote over a long-awaited proposal to simplify the COVID vaccines, meaning both the shots to initially vaccinate people and to boost will be from the same recipe.
3 days after the FBI found a third batch of documents marked classified at President Biden's home in Delaware, the question is, what's next? Correspondent Ed O'Keefe is at the
of how this investigation may continue to stretch out. A source familiar with the probe tells CBS News investigators are considering searching other locations.
Another tech company's making layoffs. The streaming service says it's laying off about 400 of those people, or 6% of its workforce. In a letter to staff today, CEO Daniel Ek says efforts to rein in costs over the last few months haven't been enough. He says operating costs last year were double Spotify's revenue. Tax season's officially arrived.
And today is the first day the Internal Revenue Service will accept and process tax returns. It expects more than 168 million filings this year. If all goes as planned, refunds could be delivered within 3 weeks for those filing electronically, but debt ceiling talks could slow that down.
The Oscar nominations will be announced tomorrow, but Razzie nods are already out, and Tom Hanks scores 2 for worst performance.
Tragedy, but it has nothing to do with us.
One is for playing Colonel Tom Parker in Elvis, the other for Papa Geppetto in Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
People are sometimes afraid of things they don't know.
The Razzies are awarded March 11th. That's the night before the Academy Awards. S&P ahead 21. This is CBS News.
This winter, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed for recent Omicron variants. Learn more and schedule your updated booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and Bion.
Make your dream a reality with Menards Mastercraft Door Designer. Choose from our in-stock selection of Mastercraft interior doors or design your door your way with our Door Designer. This feature allows you to visualize your doors within your home before making your purchase. Simply start designing and make your visions come to life. Mastercraft has the fastest delivery, so you get your door in approximately 7 days. Mastercraft Doors.
Save big money at Menards.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle and having a winter blast with up to $25,000. Every Saturday in January from 7 to 10 p.m., you can win $1,500 in premium play. Then, at 11 p.m. each week, one lucky player takes home $25,000 cash. That's $160,000 all month long. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck to local finance. This is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Salon Blue. You are going to get half off of a gel manicure and pedicure. It's normally $120, but you are getting it for $60. Their shampoo, cut, and deep condition. It's normally $80, but you are getting it for $40. Both of these deals are half off. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 32 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Saginaw police are crediting a K-9 team for tracking a suspect in an armed robbery Sunday. K-9 Officer Ward, along with the other Saginaw Police Department, responded to an armed robbery at a business in the southeastern part of the city on Sunday afternoon. Police say the 47-year-old suspect was tracked to the back door of a home several blocks away and taken into custody.
The stolen property was recovered, along with other evidence linking the man to the robbery. Rescue crews from Cucaulin were dispatched around 5:13 Saturday morning for a vehicle in the water at the end of Linwood Road. When they arrived, responders found a person inside a vehicle in the water yelling for help, pounding on the roof. Responders donned cold, who they found was not injured. They broke out the back window so he could get out of the vehicle. The man was brought to shore and treated by EMS at the scene. The Bay County Sheriff's Department is investigating the crash. Nurses at a couple of mid-Michigan hospitals will be holding strike authorization votes this week. Nurses at My Michigan Alma and McLaren Central Hospitals in Mount Pleasant have been working under expired contracts since November. President of the local Michigan Nurses Association and bargaining unit for My Michigan Alma, Shannon Schinnebarger, says that nurses are rising up because they know that something fundamental needs to change if they're going to be able to keep their patients safe. My Michigan Alma will hold a strike authorization vote Wednesday. Nurses at McLaren Central will hold their vote on Thursday. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Attention hunters, gun collectors, and firearm enthusiasts. The Bay City Gun and Knife Show will be held this Sunday, January 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the DoubleTree Hotel. Admission is just $6 for adults. Children 14 and under are free. Dealers and collectors from across Michigan will be on hand buying, selling, and trading firearms, knives, ammunition, military items, sports collectibles, and much more. Need cash? Bring in your old U.S., German, or Japanese military relics as representatives from the Michigan Traveling Military Museum. Top dollar for collectible firearms, swords, and daggers. Sunday at the DoubleTree will be your chance to pick up that special firearm, knife, or similar item you've always wanted. What a great day to get out of the house following the recent winter weather and enjoy looking over all that'll be on display. It all happens this Sunday, January 29th at the Bay City Gun and Knife Show at the DoubleTree Hotel in Bay City. Hours are 9 to 3. For more information or directions, go to www.gunshowtrader.com. Don't miss it.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A life-saving drug could be closer than you think. Wayne State University is expanding a program to set up free Narcan vending machines in places where there's a high risk of overdose from opioids. Matt Costello, who manages the program, says it's modeled on successes at Cook County Jail. Each dose comes with a QR code that links to a resource for addiction help near where each machine is located. The program's first recipient of 2023 is Live Right Recovery in Roseville. The goal is to deliver 20 more such vending machines across the state this year. In 2022, the program was funded by a grant from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. The nation's inflation rate has been falling since the summer, but there are some foods that will continue to see high prices. Here's a business editor, Murray Feldman.
Everyone has been complaining about the price of eggs, and with good reason. A dozen eggs, which cost under $2 back in 2021, now goes for over $4 in some locations, and it may go. Watch notes, it's because the avian flu has taken the lives of more than 40 million chickens. The price of butter, up over 30% last year, may continue to go up due to extreme heat and smaller cow herds. And a shortage of vegetable oil is expected to put pressure on margarine prices and on vegetable oil itself. The war in Ukraine gets part of the blame, but so does renewable fuel. A large quantity of vegetable oil now goes into the growing renewable fuel industry. I'm Murray Feldman, the Michigan News Network.
One of the nation's most endangered animal species continues to thrive in Michigan. Wildlife biologists from the DNR published a study showing the gray wolf population remains stable in the UP. The study is conducted every other winter. It estimates there are 631 wolves in the UP, plus or minus around 49. A total of 136 packs were estimated, with 4 to 5. Gray wolves are on the federal list of threatened and endangered species. They cannot be killed legally unless in defense of human life. WSGW News Time, 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today, with temperatures holding rather steady. Winds out of the northwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Mostly cloudy and temperatures still holding steady. Tuesday, cloudy skies, high of 36 degrees. Then by Wednesday, we'll have a chance for some snow showers, 1 to 2 inches possible to accumulate. Cloudy and a high around 33. By Thursday, cloudy, high of 30 degrees. Friday, partial sunshine and breezy, a high of 31. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 31.
Local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And a good morning to you. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. Indeed, Westside Decorating Center is our sponsor at 5789 State Street. See their newly expanded showroom with everything needed for home decorating. As I mentioned earlier, this week is Snowfest, and Wednesday I'll be out there broadcasting. But to find out what's happening at Snowfest this year, with us this morning from Zehnder's, we say good morning to John Shelton. John, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
I guess I have to start where I really don't want to, but where's the snow?
Well, Mother Nature really wasn't that kind to us, but we got a little, were able 2 weeks ago to make snow for about 36 hours, but we realized at that point we won't have enough snow to do all of the snow carving events, so we had to cancel the world-class event only. We substituted that event with some great ice exhibition pieces that are going to be made, and then we had over this past weekend snow trucked in from Grayling. So
really?
The blocks are already up. Yeah. We reached out to, we kind of saw like, okay, we kept going through all these what if scenarios and then tried to have answers to those scenarios. And the one answer was we were hoping to be able to make snow this week, and it became very clear to us that that wasn't going to happen. So last week, Wednesday, Thursday, we started making phone calls, and we found a company. First load to us on Saturday, another load yesterday, and 2 more are coming today, if I'm not mistaken. But we have enough snow that the high school blocks are going up. As I mentioned earlier, the state blocks are already up, and the children's blocks are all set. Only thing we have in question, we may add 2 exhibition snow carving pieces as well. But I won't know that till probably later on this afternoon. So we're good to go with snow. We have over 150 ice carvings that's going to be displayed through town. Works for Friday of this year. So we have 2 nights of fireworks. Great musicians coming to our warming tent. So it's going to be a great event.
And Wednesday, of course, is that big chocolate bake-off that I look forward
all
to.
Things chocolate baking contest, my friend, which you are so familiar with. We have 3 categories. Once again, cookies, cakes, and brownies. Door prizes, recipes, food samples, and demos, and have some entertainment. 30 to 3 o'clock, and obviously thanks to Michigan Sugar, Lake Crusade, WSGW, and Cars 108 being sponsors, that it makes it happen. So thank you for your continued support. Look forward to another great event.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun, and I say hats off to your staff out there, because they always manage to turn the tent heaters on before I get there Wednesday morning very early.
Well, we'll make sure we do the same thing for you to make sure it's nice and toasty.
Good. I'll be there about 7:30, just so you know. But it is.
I'll let our team know.
It's a great event, John. So give everybody the run of the event. Starts when, ends when?
Sure. Starts Wednesday. Officially, we start Wednesday with the kickoff with all things chocolate baking contest. On Wednesday, we'll start some of our professional ice carving exhibitions. On Thursday, we are having ice carving exhibition once again. Our children's snow sculpting competition starts as well. Our state of Michigan snow sculpting starts actually Wednesday night, but really starts getting going Thursday morning. We have our dueling pianos luncheon on Thursday. We have obviously the warming tent open from 10 to 2:30. The highlight within the warming tent is our big Joe FM, and people love that. So look forward to having people come out to that. Then Friday really kicks off everything that's going on because we have high school. In fact, Thursday begins the high school. My apologies. Friday is the conclusion of the high school program. State continues. We have a fireworks display Friday night. So the first time in the history of Snowfest, we have 2 nights of fireworks. Friday starts off our collegiate alumni ice carving challenge. That's 4 o'clock here in Zehnder Park. And obviously the ice rink is open in Zehnder Park. Saturday, we're literally in the warming tent from 9 a.m. till midnight. We have the 338th Army Band performing the Patriotic Concerts, one of my favorite events that's happening. We call that Classic Day. So all kinds of entertainment, all kinds of magic shows, things for young and old alike to enjoy. Friday is officially country night, so there's a band country night in the tent. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's kind of the heart of all the activities taking place. That's where the majority of crowds are going to be coming. But as you mentioned earlier, we do kick off officially with our baking contest and just kind of have this tremendous momentum going through the entire weekend.
And then the best part of it, tell everybody the cost.
Literally free. There's a few things, but the warming tent is on Wednesday, Thursday is complimentary. Friday, all day up to 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we have a $5 cover charge. There's a nominal fee for the pony rides, and I think that's $3. And we have amusement rides that are free as well. So literally, it's about 98% complimentary. And if you do want to go on a pony ride with your kids, or if you do come into the warming tent after 6 o'clock, $5 and $3, so less than $10. We hope people spend more in the local economy by visiting our different restaurants and all the different shops in town that's available. So it's a great time. But as you said, to actually come to Snowfest, it is literally free.
The other thing, Mother Nature may be favoring you a little bit because the snow you've acquired looks like it's going to hold.
Oh, well, see, yes and no. Once we get the snow blocks up, it can get 50 degrees. It's like concrete. They're not going anywhere. Mother Nature, we need their help is to make the snow. I'm not, right now, at this point, we're good, Art, to be honest, because the block, once we do that, now if it happens to get warm, the outer layer kind of gets like a snow cone, but it kind of insulates itself.
Yeah.
So our challenge has always been over the last 30-some years, get the blocks up.
Yeah.
And once we get that, we know we're in good shape. But I have looked at the forecast. Mother Nature is helping because it's cloudy. Cloudy is good for us because sun is not good for ice. Regardless of how cold it is, it will honeycomb that ice. So you're absolutely right. Mother Nature is looking like they're going to cooperate she's going to cooperate because of, we'll have colder temperatures, but nothing really this has been a really where I think we're looking at highs in the low 30s and lows in the mid 20s for the weekend.
Yeah.
That's ideal. Temperature-wise, that's ideal. I always say at that temperature, we have toddlers as well as grandma and grandpa coming out for the event.
Absolutely.
Everybody in between.
Absolutely. Well, John, I look forward to seeing you Wednesday and promoting one of the great festivals of the area.
Well, thank you so much. You always do such a fine job for us. But before we finish this interview, I want to reach out to you. My sincere condolences to you and your family for your loss.
John, I appreciate it.
Sorry to hear about that.
Thank you very much, my friend.
I'm looking for a big hug.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Okay, my friend.
Thanks.
You take care. God bless you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
John Shelton from Zehnders on Snowfest. So we will take a break, and then we will have open phones for the remainder of the hour, whatever you'd like to chat about. 989-752-6111, the number to call.
The Michigan Sugar Company is proud to once again be part of Zehnders Snowfest, January 25th through the 29th in Frankenmuth, helping to celebrate 32 years of winter fun for the whole. Snowfest has been host to one of the top snow sculpting events in North America for the past 31 years. Visitors have enjoyed larger-than-life snow sculptures and beautifully detailed ice carvings each year. In addition, Zehnders Snowfest will have entertainment for the entire family in the warming tent, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Join us in the warming tent on Wednesday the 25th for all things chocolate, as we have chefs from all over the state prepare their best chocolate recipes for judges to judge and you, the audience, to taste. Plan now to attend Zehnder Snowfest 2023, and we'll see you Wednesday the 25th at 10 a.m. for all things chocolate. And WSGW.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens 90-day refills to save them a trip, or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, we got you with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicare. See pharmacists for restrictions and exclusions.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher and turned mixed. Wall Street is bracing for another round of corporate earnings this week. Most Asian markets were closed. Year's celebration. Salesforce shares opened up 2%. It's a business software giant and parent company of Slack. The Wall Street Journal says investment firm Elliott Management took a big stake in Salesforce. Spotify Technology is cutting 6% of its staff, more than 500 employees. It admits it was too ambitious in expanding. The stock opened higher. Synchrony Financial shares are lower after it reported weaker earnings for the holiday quarter. And oil services company Baker Hughes shares opened higher, even though its quarter was weaker than forecast. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm invested in you.
Democrats predicted an end to high inflation, but nothing has changed. In fact, food and housing prices are still going higher. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings from inflation by diversifying into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, simply text the word SHELTER to 989898, and you'll get a free info kit on gold IRAs that will explain everything. Again, that's SHELTER to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The WSGW Morning Team. On The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Tom Hanks was a guest. The iconic actor, filmmaker, and much more, Tom Hanks. During part of the interview, it came out that Tom Hanks apparently is responsible for something that's trending in some ways of a drink that is given to Tom Hanks inventing. He says it happened over the holidays. Tom Hanks says, I'm not a big drinker, so I usually have a Diet Coke. He says, but I was at an occasion, and there was champagne. And I said, well, give me a shot of that champagne for crying out loud. And Hanks took it and put that shot of champagne into his Diet Coke. Hanks says it was delicious, and he says Diet Cocaine.
Oh my gosh.
Go champagne.
Diet,
Yes,
champagne,
Diet Cocaine.
I already know what my reaction would be.
And Tom Hanks would never lead us astray, right? He's one of our bosom buddies. No. Very nice.
Nice.
Very nicely played. 2/3 Diet Coke and 1 shot of champagne. And there you go.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, the morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, Joe Biden wants psychologists, not cops, to handle wife beaters now. Dr. Phil better get armed fast.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for the remainder of the hour at 989-752-6111. Love to chat with you today. I mentioned just before the news that the Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, rejected a deal from Ford because he says they are a conduit for communism and the Chinese government. And that may be good for Michigan because the $3.5 billion with a B battery plant, the possibility of 2,500 jobs could come this way. If we do the right things. If we do the right things, of course, that's the key, right? But the right thing, unfortunately, many times is giving away the farm, which, you have to compete, but at what point do you not see a return on investment that's decent, Let's talk to Mike in Thomas Township. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Art. My condolences.
Thank you.
I was really sorry to hear that on the radio, and
Appreciate
Charlie
it.
did do a great job, didn't he?
Yes, he did a wonderful job.
Yeah, that was really well. I knew her pretty well, and I miss her, and you guys have been friends for a long time. So, and I know what you're going through.
Yep, you've been there.
Going 10 years now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just wanted to say,
No, I appreciate the thoughts, Michael. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Take
Have
care.
a great day.
Yep.
Bye now.
Bye now. I appreciate the calls and the thoughts. There have been so many. I just, it's comforting to know that people care, first of all, and it's very humbling to say the least. A couple other things in the news I wanted to chat about. What do we do with this guy, George Santos, the representative from New York? Totally lied on his resume, made it up. Totally made it up from start to finish. Has financial problems with Brazil and elsewhere, and may have even violated campaign finance laws that could result in criminal prosecution and all. Yet he refuses to step down. I just don't understand how somebody can do that to his constituents. Anything to get elected. The heck with the people he serves. Don't they deserve better? I would think so. But there are going to be investigations. GOP leaders have seated him on a pair of committees because he was elected. Constituents of his district elected him, even though quite a number of Republicans have called for his resignation. And what some are saying, if he has found to violated campaign finance laws, he should be booted from Congress. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but is politics and the obtaining of power as a politician that important to him that he has to totally lie about his background? I'm sorry, I don't understand how. Well, of course, I guess I do understand how they could vote for him, because if he's charismatic, and who knew that he lied up until after the election, then I can understand, I guess, why he was voted in. But come on, once he's in and once all of this comes to light, doesn't he owe it to his constituents to step aside and get somebody in who maybe better represents them and is more honest? This is where, politics, among other things, this is where politics gets a bad reputation because of people like George Santos. Now, I know a lot of politicians over the years have been accused of lying, misrepresenting, and all of that, particularly when it comes to their opponents. But to totally and completely falsify your background and maybe even conduct yourself in an illegal manner is reprehensible. Does he deserve to be in Congress? I don't know. How would you feel if your representative that you elected turned out to be a phony? How would you feel if the man you sent to Congress you couldn't trust? Now, I know a lot of people say that about their representatives anyway, but I'm talking about it from a real sense of distrust, where there's proof that the guy is a total fraud. So I have to be honest. If he did something illegal, I hope they find him guilty and boot him out of Congress, and that solves the problem. Because even people who I disagree with, I would never vote for Ocasio-Cortez, for example. But, and I've said this before, I credit her with running a good campaign, convincing the people of her district that she's right for the office, and she didn't have to lie to them. She told them who she was, what she believed in, and they elected her and re-elected her. More power to her. If you run an honest campaign, I don't care what your politics is. If you run an honest campaign and voters choose to elect you, more power to you. More power to you. She didn't hide from who she is. She didn't hide from her positions as a progressive. She put it right out there to be seen. And the constituents in her neck of the woods in New York City voted her in. This guy, just the opposite, lied about everything to get voted in. And that it's bad for politics. The optics are terrible. But who knows what will happen. He still represents the people of the district that voted him in. How well he does, I don't know. But I just think it's a black eye for politics. All right. We will pause so we can make some money. That's what we're in business for. And then we'll be back. In this day and age, we're asked to do more for less. So when you spend approximately a third of your life in bed, you really need quality sleep. And you can get that sleep on a mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, they've been making custom mattresses since 1935. Rest assured, the mattress you're using from Sanitary Mattress was made right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Further, the money you spend stays right here in the local economy. In addition, Sanitary Mattress offers 1-hour delivery window of your mattress so you don't have to wait around all day. Sanitary Mattress can also make a custom mattress for your RV or your boat, something the box stores can't do. Next time you need a mattress, think of Sanitary Mattress. Put Sanitary Mattress in your GPS at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw or call them at 989-753-1757. Check them on the web at sanitarymattress.com. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sanitary Mattress Company, where you'll find everything from a crib to a king and everything in between.
Products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but no expensive appointments and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Eric, on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness. You'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination of Vancouver, BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling.
Near Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios. You are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, and phones are locked and loaded. Marcy is in Saginaw. Marcy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. First, my sincere condolences at the loss of your dear wife.
Thank you.
I have a question. The Saginaw County Animal Shelter, I think that when we were voting, talked about having students come in from Michigan State and doing spays and neuters in a clinic there that would be reasonable, not just for people who adopted pets, but also for people who are, have new pets that they didn't get through the animal shelter, and shots and that sort of thing. And I just wondered if that was still the plan or if you had any idea.
I don't, but I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on having Bonnie Kanicki, who is the director, on here in the very near future, and we will ask.
Well, that would be wonderful. I know I've gone to the same vet for like 40, 50 years, but for new ones who get animals, they have a hard time even finding a vet that will take new clients, you know. So
Yep, I understand that.
Yeah, and I happen to be outside. You know, they don't let you go in with your pets where I go right now. And I heard a gentleman asking about the price of having his dog neutered, and I was amazed at how much it had gone up since I've had to have an animal neutered.
Like everything else in the world.
Sure, but I just thought if I could do that locally, it would be wonderful.
I will find out.
Okay, thank you so much, and have a good day.
You're welcome, Marcy. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye
Bye.
now. And we say good morning to Carl in Saginaw. Carl, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. I'm so sorry.
Well, I appreciate it, Carl. I do.
It feels strange to just change the subject, but here we go.
That's all right. That's what we're here for.
Okay. Well, last week, I'm sure you're aware that the U.S. government hit its debt ceiling again.
Yep.
And, we're going to go through this
as we do every time
for the next couple of months.
Yep.
Where everybody's claiming this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And although, it's not great for the stock market, and for people's savings, to run up right against the brink, to be playing chicken like this with the, and something, we're not talking about cutting spending. The money has already been spent. We're talking about paying the bills.
Well, let me correct that, because we are talking about cutting spending in the future, because otherwise you have to do this game again. So the question is, at what point in time do you say we've overspent? We need to rein it in. At some point in time, that has to happen.
Okay, but I think that's supposed to happen when you debate the budget. When you pass a budget, that's when you decide how much money you're going to spend. But after you spend the money, then you don't decide, well, I'm not going to pay for that. You wouldn't get away with.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but understand in Washington everything is negotiated, and it's a political game, and it happens to be a favorite political target. Now the reality is the bills are going to get paid. They have to, because the world economy would take a shot in the arm that we would be able to withstand. It would be terrible. But they're going to play the game trying to get something out of it. And that's the nature of the beast. I mean, if you didn't have the opposition trying to do that, it would simply be unfettered, spend what you want, whenever you want, however you want. I understand what you're saying about the budget, and I agree that's where they should be responsible.
Yes.
But they can't seem to be. So I think at some point in time, somebody's got to stand up and say enough's enough. It's been tried in the past.
I agree with that. Yes,
It's been tried.
We've got to cut spending.
And I agree that it's a budget. So maybe this is the way. Maybe this is the way to get a agreement on the future budget before you say, okay, raise the limit.
Well,
but the reality is they're going to have to raise the limit.
Well, I think it's a lot of grandstanding.
Of course.
By by these Republicans who want to raise money back home. It's a lot about raising money from their,
if it were a different topic, I might
soundbite on Fox News.
If it were a different topic, I might agree. But this is a topic that's pretty important to the country. The amount of money we're spending. You just agreed with me that we have to cut spending. But if you're serious about cutting spending, that means Social Security, Medicare, and the military. Yeah, but that's true.
The budget right there.
That's absolutely true. But first of all, let's look at Social Security. And I've said this many times. Whatever happens to Social Security won't affect people collecting it now. It'll be the future. You know that. I know that because I am, because they're too big a voting block. Too big a voting block. Too big a voting block.
Some of these Republicans, what they're saying about cuts.
Yeah, but too big a voting block.
They're talking about big cuts.
Yeah, but they get elected by the same people. I think that Social Security needs to be on the table, but it's going to be those that collect in the future, whether they raise the age, whether they adjust the amounts, whatever it is. It's not going to affect people collecting Social Security today because they just are too big a voting block. That's my personal opinion, and I stand by it, and I've always said it, and I think it's true.
I think it was true in the past. I'm not sure.
Well, it's still a big bloating. It's still a huge voting block. Nobody's gone away.
But,
people die, but people come on to the rolls, and they all vote.
Well, then you're not serious about cutting the budget. If you're not going to do that, you're not going to cut the budget.
Well, no, there's ways to cut it without cutting the current amounts and the current.
Oh, you're going to cut future increases. Is that what you're going to do?
You're going to do that. You're going to raise the age limit. You're going to, let's face it, it's way out of whack with the actuarial tables. Way out of whack.
Yes.
So that has to be adjusted. That's Social Security. All of the other items, need to be done too, because they are defense. Listen, I'm not for cutting defense in terms of weakening our ability to defend our country, but I am willing to cut defense in terms of the waste in government and the waste in defense, and there is some. So that's got to be addressed. I agree with that. I agree. But sometimes you have to be able to force the issue, and that's what's happening. It may be that in these negotiations to raise the debt ceiling, there can be a compromise on what the future budget looks like.
Well, when they force the issue, the stock market may take a crash.
It may take a hit, but it'll be a far worse hit but think of this now. It'll be a far worse hit if they default.
What about the voting block of people who have 401ks?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. They all vote. And I predict that if we defaulted, everybody would take a hit, not just the Republicans, not just the Democrats.
Yeah, we all would.
We all would.
Exactly.
All right. Got to run. Hey, bud.
Thanks, Art.
Thanks for calling, Carl. Bye-bye now. We'll take a break, come back. We'll get to Paul and Russ when we
My friend and I are
return.
taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn.
¿Te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about little tips and tricks for filling their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens 90-day refills to save them a trip, or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, we got you with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicare. See pharmacists for restrictions and exclusions.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
On Saturday, February 11th, the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan presents Feathers and Fedoras. It's a Roaring 20s gala to benefit independent living programs for people with disabilities. Grab your silk top hat, your best flapper dress, and prepare to foxtrot the night away with dance music by Stone Street Revival. Find Lady Luck at the casino. Hit the speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Feathers and Fedoras, Saturday, February 11th at the Doubletree in Bay City. For information and tickets, click on the Feathers and Fedoras line at WSGW.com. Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones, and Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning. Paul, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yeah, good morning.
Oh, okay. Morning. Yeah. We all go through it, but there's always new days ahead, so we just keep pushing harder.
Yep.
Since you guys were talking about Social Security, just this past Friday, the National Desk TV show in the morning reported that Social Security has over 50 million active Social Security numbers for people over the age of 112. Now, my question is, are any of these numbers going to be put to sleep? Going to do something else with them, like give them to the illegals, or what are we going to do with these numbers?
I don't know. They may be numbers taken out. They may have been taken out of service because people have died and not reissued. I don't know. I have no idea.
The National Desk said these numbers are still active. So whatever that means, is somebody getting a check and cashing them, or what's happening?
No, probably they're not reused. They're not recirculated yet. Okay. And I don't know if they recirculate. To be honest with you, I don't even know if they recirculate. I don't know how that works.
I don't either. I was wondering the same thing.
Well, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. All right.
I just hope nobody's getting them and cashing them, and making the
I don't think so. All right.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Okay, later.
Yep. Bye-bye. Okay. And let's say hello to Russ in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. And
morning.
Once again, my condolences for your loss.
Thank you.
I wanted to follow up on a couple of points that Carl made. First, this the debt ceiling and all that's going on there. Democrats always bragged about bipartisanship when they had rhinos to give them everything they wanted. And now that they have conservatives, they absolutely refuse to negotiate at all. And now the Republicans are going to get blamed for not just giving them what they want. And the second point was on cutting Social Security. Democrats have been promising morons the Republicans were going to do that since 19. They never have. Now, and it reminds me of Charlie Brown trying to kick Lucy's football.
Yeah.
How many times are they going to fall for it?
Well, it's a hot potato issue, though.
You know?
It's a hot potato issue.
It's a lie they've told every year since 1980, and every year these morons fall for it. Oh, yeah, they're going to cut Social Security. No, they aren't. They've been in complete power with both houses in the White House how many times?
Yep.
And they've never once cut Social Security.
Yeah.
It's just a lie. It's an outright lie.
Yep. Well, and, it's used for political gain. So,
Well, of course it is.
no surprise there.
What gets me are the people that fall
Well, listen.
for that. I mean, how many times can they be told the exact same lie? Yep, they're going to do that.
Many times.
Evidently.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Good enough.
just something to laugh about.
All right, Russ.
You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. Last call is going to be Mark in Beaverton. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good. Got about a minute.
I just wanted real quick, a vice president took documents and declassified them, and an ex-president who had the right to declassify was told that he was going to get the electric chair. That process needs to change as
Well,
far as I'm
I
concerned.
could have to interrupt for time here, but we will talk about that tomorrow. All right?
All right, fair enough.
All right, thanks. Take
Take
care.
care.
Bye-bye now. Back to close out after these notes.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed-rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online, and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. You can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with AutoPay and Excellent Credit.
Now I can pay off my high-interest credit cards and save money at a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and includes 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search? Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call on 6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed.
I need presentations and brochures printed, and they have to be perfect.
Your bounded presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/printbig.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We thank you for joining us. Focus coming along after the news, and we're going to be talking to Matt DeVries about Treasure at the Temple, the Addy Awards. We'll find out about that when we return right after the news here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kafen in Monterey Park, California, after the deadly mass shooting.
Now we are in the process of recovering from this horrendous shooting, and the healing
has to start now.
California Congresswoman Judy Chu represents the area. 10 people were killed in the dance club attack, 10 others hurt. LA County Sheriff Robert Luna says the suspect killed himself.
We still are not clear on the motive. The investigation continues, and that is something we are all extremely, we want to know.
CBS's David Begnaud has spoken to some people who were there when it happened.
So I heard the boom, 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 boom.
Hattie Pung was there as she says several people around her were killed.
You will see the body already, several lying there.
Her dance partner shielded her during the barrage of bullets, but he was struck twice in the process and rushed to the hospital.
He's my hero. I own him. He covered me.
No arrests have been made in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where 12 people were hurt in a nightclub shooting that police call a targeted attack. At the White House, CBS's Ed O'Keefe tells us what Friday's FBI search turned up at President Biden's Delaware home.
President's attorney says the latest batch amounts to 6 more items with classification. A total of between 25 and 30 documents. A source familiar with the probe tells CBS News investigators are considering searching other locations.
The music streamer Spotify says it's cutting 6% of its workforce. It was not specific on the number of jobs being slashed, but it's thought to be around 400. What's next for COVID shots? CBS's Alexander Tin has some of the answers.
The FDA says it is planning to decide on updates to the COVID vaccines at least once a year in June, ahead of a September rollout of annual shots, similar to the flu vaccine. That's among the topics the regulator plans to ask its outside advisors to weigh in on this Thursday, out the future of immunizing for COVID. The agency will also ask them to vote on whether to update all COVID vaccines to the same recipe.
A new creditcards.com analysis finds 72% of people with credit card debt have added to what they owe over the past year, largely because of inflation and higher rates. Ted Rossman is an analyst with the company.
There is a fair amount of optimism regarding paying off this credit card debt. 40% of U.S. adults with credit card debt think they'll be able to pay it off within a year. About 80% think they'll be able to pay it off within 5 years.
The Dow is up 240. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Save big money on your next kitchen update, now at Menards. Custom craft countertops are low maintenance, easy to install, and have a classy design. Browse our wide variety of mix and match styles and finishes for a look that's sure to wow on a budget. Menards offers a great selection of solid surfaces, laminates, and quartz countertops that will surely complement your kitchen remodel. Visit a Menards store near you and save big money on custom craft countertops.
Save big money at Menards.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Why do I like to work at Alpha Media Saginaw? Endless opportunities.
Fun work environment.
Flexible schedules. Alpha Media Saginaw is expanding their marketing department to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We offer flexible schedules, full benefits, and paid holidays. If you have a passion for sales and love building relationships in the community, contact General Sales Manager Carrie Gustafson at 989-752-3456 or apply online at alphamediausa.com/careers.
Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 33 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchek.
A crash in Iosco County's Plainfield Township claimed the life of a woman on Saturday. Police say sometime before noon, the 26-year-old Hale woman was driving a GMC Yukon and attempted to pass another northbound vehicle. The woman lost control of the vehicle, which crashed into the woods along the side of the road, striking several trees. Police say the woman died of her injuries. A 26-year-old man and his child, passengers in the Yukon, suffered minor injuries and were treated at a local hospital. General Motors announced an $854 million investment on Friday, with Mid-Michigan slated to receive the most of that funding. WSGW's Jonathan Dent has this report.
A combined $795 million will go to manufacturing plants in Bay City and Flint to prepare both locations for production of GM's sixth-generation small and their components. Executive Vice President of Global Manufacturing and Sustainability, Gerald Johnson, says that the investment shows GM's desire to continue producing and improving internal combustion engine vehicles while working towards an all-electric future.
We are equally committed to the internal combustion engine, and our customers and the products, trucks, and SUVs and vehicles that we produce today in the internal combustion engine, they're a critical part of this future and horizon.
Johnson says that the investment into both the Flint and Bay City plants will help to ensure their longevity moving forward. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The second annual Pride event Sunday, January 29th at the Dow Event Center. The event is being presented in partnership with Dow's LGBTQ plus resource group GLAD. Prior to the Spirits game against the Barrie Colts at 5:30, there will be representatives from various community resource groups in the Red Room with information for attendees. According to Spirit President and Managing Partner Craig Goslin, the organization is building on the success of last season's Pride event and working toward an LGBTQ plus inclusivity in hockey. Anyone looking for more information can email gbovey@saginawspirit.com or call 497-6507. News time 11:07.
Attention hunters, gun collectors, and firearm enthusiasts. The Bay City Gun and Knife Show will be held this Sunday, January 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Doubletree Hotel. Admission is just $6 for adults. Children 14 and under are free. Dealers and collectors from across Michigan will be on hand buying, selling, and trading firearms, knives, ammunition, military items, sports collectibles, and much more. Need cash? Bring in your old U.S., German, or Japanese military relics, as representatives from the Michigan Traveling Military Museum will be there paying top dollar for collectible firearms, swords, and daggers. Sunday at the Doubletree will be your chance to pick a knife or similar item you've always wanted. What a great day to get out of the house following the recent winter weather and enjoy looking over all that'll be on display. It all happens this Sunday, January 29th at the Bay City Gun and Knife Show at the Doubletree Hotel in Bay City. Hours are 9 to 3. For more information or directions, go to www.gunshowtrader.com. Don't miss it.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. TSA officers see a slight uptick in the number of guns caught at security checkpoints at Detroit Metro in 2022. Officers making 100 stops, up from this year. Thankfully, the airport was outside of the top 10 list of guns found. TSA says the amount found at Detroit Metro was around the national average. Passengers can only travel with firearms in checked bags. The guns must be unloaded, packed separately from ammunition in a locked hardback case, and declared at the airline check-in counter. Today is National Pie Day, and some of the ingredients to make those pies have been going up, especially eggs. The co-founder of Grand Traverse Pie Company, Mike Busley, says inflation has impacted companies and they've had to raise some prices.
I think that's basically, especially over the last 18 months, that's just a reality. In a restaurant, in a food business are tight, and you really have to watch those margins when it comes to labor, food cost, overheads, packaging, all those things you have to watch.
But they're celebrating National Pie Day today at their 12 Michigan locations with a free slice of pie with any purchase, something they've done for years. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here W Weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today with temperatures holding rather steady. Winds out of the northwest of 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Mostly cloudy and temperatures still holding steady. Tuesday, cloudy skies, high of 36 degrees. Then by Wednesday, we'll have a chance for some snow showers, 1 to 2 inches possible to accumulate. Cloudy and a high around 33. By Thursday, cloudy, high of 30 degrees. Friday, partial sunshine and breezy, a high of 31. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's...
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And RoofMax is the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about it online at GetRoofMax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax, as you heard, with 2 X's. I forgot last couple hours to thank Bill Hobson and Matt Fallon and Charlie Root, who sat in for me last week. And I wanted to make sure I did that today. And thanks to the 3 of them for filling in admirably, to say the least. Today, we're going to talk about something called Treasure at the Temple and the Addy Awards. There is an advertising association in the Great Lakes, the Great Lakes Bay Ad Club. We're going to talk about that this morning with Matt DeVries from the club. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us today. Before we get into this event, the Addy Awards, I think we need to describe to our audience what the Addy Awards are.
Sure, absolutely. So the Addy Awards is built around the idea of showcasing the work of advertisers and advertising in general. So a lot of marketing and advertising agencies in Midland, Bay City, Saginaw, a lot of great work is done. Fun campaigns come from some local businesses too. So the Addy Awards is the night that we can get together every year and celebrate some of that great work and show it off to some of the people. And it also gives all those folks a chance to get together in the same room and say hi to one another and catch up.
And how long has this been going on? I've heard about it, I think, since I've been in town. So it's a long time.
Yeah, it's been going on over 30 years. You know, the Great Lakes Bay Ad Club is a club that's been around since the beginning of the American Advertising Federation. So that's the overarching national organization. And then we've got the country. The Great Lakes Bay region is one of those. And I've been on the board a couple of years, and I know it's been around for a long time, and it's been a really celebrated event and one that marketers and advertisers tend to look forward to every year.
This year at the Temple Theater, so tell us about it, because this is kind of a return for this event, isn't it?
Yeah, so during COVID, we weren't able to have the awards, and then we ended up hosting kind of a drive-in movie theater style, so folks could stay in their car, but able to go back, have it in person at the Temple Theater last year, which was super exciting and fun. Go back to downtown Saginaw again this year to have it at the Temple, and we try to have a theme every year, so Indiana Jones, Treasure at the Temple seemed like a pretty good fit for this one.
You're going to have a big ball rolling down against people? No. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, the creative minds of advertisers come up with these things, of course. Is this event, when is the event, first of all?
The event is Friday, February 24th. Doors will open at 6 p.m. We'll have hors d'oeuvres and some appetizers, and we'll have some drinks available for folks. We'll probably kick off around 7:15 in the main theater portion. But what's really cool is in the Leopard Lounge at the Temple, all the physical work that we're able to display will be on display in that room too. So people that want to attend the event, they can come and kind of get an up-close look at some of the different advertising and marketing pieces that we'll have available. And most of the people that are responsible for that work will be in attendance, so you can kind of talk with them too.
Is this event open to the public?
It certainly is, yes. Tickets are $45, and so you're able to come and enjoy some of that work and kind of celebrate maybe some of your friends that are responsible for the advertising and marketing. So yeah, absolutely open to the public, and we encourage everybody that is interested to check us out and maybe attend it.
So let me ask this question, very esoteric. What would life be like without advertising?
We would certainly be privy to the word of mouth advertising, I guess. That would be the best way to put it. You just rely on kind of what you see when you're driving around or what people in your life say. But that's what's so fun about what we do as marketers in the jobs that we have in our day-to-day life. And then when we come together at the club, you just kind of share those ideas. And it's amazing the impact advertising can have. So many jingles get stuck in your head. Everybody has their favorites over the years, and certain characters like a flow or something, they stick with you. And that's the power of advertising.
That's for sure. It's important, but what role has social media played, or how has it impacted advertising?
Well, social media is a space that gets you as close to the consumer as possible. A lot of times, being in charge of large or small, local or national, you're able to kind of talk directly with that consumer. And there is a space for that traditional advertising, whether it's on radio or whether it's on television or in the newspaper. But being able to talk directly to that consumer and tell different stories, that's the beauty of social media. You can take it any number of directions: video, photos, telling kind of those stories through some shorter or longer posts. Social media has really changed the game, and really in the last 10, 15 years, it's really kind of taken off and become a major part of advertising.
All right, Matt, hang on, because I have to play some of that advertising so we can make some money. And then we will be back with Matt and talk more about Treasures at the Temple and the Addy Awards after these notes.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Tickets start at $40 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com. Bring in the party.
Get down on.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Party hard, throw down harder. More at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Your local Zehnder dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zehnder pit. The better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zehnder dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million. Breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Do you know what people see when they Google you?
Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. .reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you here on Focus today, talking about interviews from the Great Lakes Bay Ad Club and the Addy Awards coming up February 24th at the Temple Theater. So because the theme is Indiana Jones, are you encouraging people to dress up in character?
If they feel so inclined. Art, I don't know if you'll be attending, but if you do and you want to wear your leather vest and a top hat, then by all means go right ahead. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. Some of us that are on the board will likely be in character or looking in character to try and fill out the theme. And being at the Temple Theater, we thought it was a really cool idea by one of our board members.
Yeah, Temple of Doom. No, I have the leather vest, but I have a cowboy hat. I don't have a top hat.
Top hat, right. Excuse me. Yes, you've got that right.
Well, it sounds like a fun night. Who selects the Addy Awards?
Sure. So, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, we're a chapter of the American Federation. That's a national organization with 50,000 professional and student members. And so what we do is then we reach out to some of our friends at some other chapters, and we'll say, hey, can you spare a day or two? And they'll come in, they'll travel in either from the Midwest or they'll fly in from around the country, and they'll do a judging, which happened last weekend, this past weekend. So they'll all get together, they look at all the work, and then kind of decide based on a scoring system and a rubric, what advertising work is worthy of getting some awards.
When we say advertising, I mean, obviously because advertising is year round, you have to be collecting this stuff all year, don't you?
You do, yep. So we have a window usually towards the end of the year, and it bleeds into January, where you have that window to submit your work. And so for past participants and members of the ad club, they know that deadline is, they kind of start gathering their work from the previous year. But a lot of times, if you have that successful campaign or that really fun commercial that got a lot of attention, you kind of put that one in the back of your head and say, I think I might want to submit that for an Addy Award coming up at the end of the year. So,
from a professional standpoint, what is it that makes a successful ad? I mean, you mentioned Flow, for example, Progressive Insurance. To me, as a viewer, a successful ad is if I walk away remembering Flow, but I don't remember the name of what Flow was talking about, that's not a successful ad. They have managed to do both, haven't they?
I think so. And I think, Geico is another really good example too. They've had a lot of different, they've had a lot of different characters, a lot of different subject matters that they put in their ads, but you always remember 15 minutes, 15%. That jingle, you always remember that. And so that's the balance we have as advertisers. You want to make it memorable. You'd like to make it maybe funny or, interesting, but at the same time, you have a goal for that ad at the end of it. You need to communicate something, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whether it really doesn't matter what it is. You know, there are some people locally that have done a really good job of creating a brand. You know, they sound a certain way or their ads look a certain way. And that's kind of, you know, as long as it's memorable, like you said, in one way or sometimes both ways, that can make, you know, for a really successful campaign.
I can remember growing up certain things like Nestles, Nestle's makes the very best chocolate. Stuck in my mind. I'll never get it out of my mind, you know, never, ever.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Matt, remind everybody again the date and place and time.
Sure. Yeah. The Addy Awards this year will be the Treasure at the Temple Theater in downtown Saginaw, put on by the Great Lakes Bay Ad Club. It'll be on Friday, February 24th, and doors open at 6 p.m. We'd love to see a lot of new faces and kind of bring that attention and spotlight to all the advertising and marketing that we have going on here in the region.
And where can people get tickets?
Yep. So they can go online, and it'll be aafgreatlakesbay.org. And you can follow us on Facebook as well as at AAF Great Lakes Bay Region.
Well, good luck with the event. Thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Art. Thanks so much.
All right. Have a good day, Matt. Bye-bye now.
You too.
All right. We'll take our last break, come back, close out, move on to the market report.
Your local Zehnder dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation